Hi, third graders. Mrs. Fernandi here for a third week of spelling and word work. Let's go ahead and get started right away. I will share the PowerPoint I've made for this week. We are going to talk about some endings this week. And the first one we're going to talk about is the ending S or ES. S can sound like S, or it can sound like Z. And we've talked about this. Same with SES, can sound like S or Ez, like dresses. You can hear that ES sounds like EZ. All right, let's keep going. We're just going to quickly go over A, E, I, O, U are our 5 long vowels, main vowels. We also have the short vowels. The cat is at the chair. The cat is on the edge of the chair. Short E sound. I, short I sound. The cat is in the chair. The cat is on the chair. Is short O sound. The cat is under the chair. Short U sound. So we have I, for our short sounds. This week's words: stands. The dancer stands up straight. And you can hear that Z sound at the end of stands. You can also see that stand has and in the middle. You can hear the N and the D, so that makes it a consonant blend. This is also a consonant blend or cluster because we can hear both the consonants, st, right? Okay, plants. The plants are growing well. Plants has more of a hard S sound at the end. And the kings rode out on their horses. Kings has the Z sound at the end, but of course we're still going to spell it with an S. Flat, that flat mat is at the door. 3 words with at there in the middle. Flat, of course, has the consonant blend because we could hear both, but the word that is that consonant digraph because those 2 letters, T and H, come together to make one sound, that. Kept, they kept the old books. Kept, we can hear all of those sounds, kept. And we want to use a K there because it's followed by an E. If we put a C for the K sound, we would have to say the S sound, and we'll talk about that again. Land, the pioneers crossed miles and miles of land, and here we see the word and again, just like in stand, sand, band, lots of words that end in that and sound with that consonant cluster at the end. And then here we have milk. Please pour the milk. Try not to spell it like they are probably doing. Held, I have held the puppy. Now you hold her. Held. Won't, if you don't hurry, you won't finish on time. And what kind of word is won't? A contraction. A contraction of the words will not. You take away most of the word will, keep the W, O, and then the not, N apostrophe. The apostrophe takes the place of which letter? The O in not, and then T. Will not becomes won't. Mind, use your mind to find the answer. Mind and find both have that same IND ending. There, I should have underlined find, right? Now, this word has 2 pronunciations. Wind up this plane and watch it fly in the wind. So wind is like mind and find, and wind is spelled exactly the same, but we use the short letter I. How will you know which one to use? It will depend on the sentence, on what the sentence is meant to mean. If somebody just shows you wind or wind, the word by itself, you can choose which one to say. If it's in context, if you read it in a sentence, you're going to use the other words around it to figure out what it means, which one to use. And then we have group. Every group solved the problem. Group is a challenging word. It is a word we just have to memorize, G-R-O-U-P. That oo sound is usually made by the double O, O-O, but in this case it's made by O-U. Sometimes that oo sound is even made by E-W, but here in one of those rare times it's made by O-U, which usually says ow. So group, G-R-O-U-P. As you can see, I did one of the strategies, closed my eyes, said it again, write it down, cover it, and look at it. And that's one way to remember it. Now, the ending ED has 3 sounds, but it's always spelled ED. So here are the sounds. Ticked. Do you hear the T sound at the end of ticked. Our base word is tick, T-I-C-K. Then we add the ed, but it sounds like a T, so don't get fooled. When we are making something past tense, we're going to be adding the ed. Chilled. She chilled the soup before dinner. Chilled. It just has the d sound at the end. We don't hear the e at all, just like we don't hear the e in ticked. We hear a t sound in ticked and a d sound in chilled. Then we have one more version. Sprinted, like these men are sprinting. Sprinted, they sprinted around the track. That's that schwa. Do you remember that? That upside down E is called a schwa sound. It's kind of a lazy sound. Sprinted, right? Almost a short U sound. So those are the three ways, three sounds that ED has. All right, I am going to share now my whiteboard. So make sure if you do not have your pencil and your spelling notebook out, please get it out now and be ready to write some of these words with me. So our first word is going to be itching. Her arm was itching so badly. Itch. So I'm going to think carefully about this word. I hear that short it, the cat is in the chair. I hear the I, it. Ooh, I can spell that word, it, and then itch, itch. Now, TCH, remember at the end of a short word, it's going to be TCH. I kind of made us hear that t sound, but really it's almost one sound. It's almost just a consonant digraph. Itch, itch, and then ing. You know how to put that in, right? Let's do the word. Let's do the word mind, mind. We have the beginning sound. We have the long I sound, and then the and. Make sure you don't forget that. Hear that. Mind. I don't mind if you write what I write. In fact, I want you to. The next word we're going to practice is group, because group is a tough one. But we can hear the consonant blend at the end, the beginning. I hear the G. I hear the R. Ooh. Now, this is where I said it's very difficult because boo is often made with double O. In this case, it's O-U. This is one of those words I want you to practice by covering it and saying it and spelling it. Okay, how about the word plants? The plants in the pots are growing really well, plants. So first I hear the oh, I hear that consonant blend of both letters, plant. And then, of course, plants. I want more than one. Very nicely done. How about the word kings? Kings. The kings rode in on their horses. K, ing. And that's just like the ending ing. I-N-G, ending kings with a Z sound at the end that we know it's not spelled with a Z, but it is spelled with an S. Okay, let's do the word checked. Now, we can hear that the base word is check. So let's work on that one first. Ch is the constant digraph, two letters making one sound. CH is constant digraph, saying ch. The cat is at the edge of the chair. Check. Do you remember that in a one-syllable word followed by a short vowel, we're going to use a consonant digraph. Both letters make the same sound. Like in duck. That's always my favorite because everybody knows how to spell duck, D-U-C-K. So check is the same way. One syllable word after a short vowel sound, C-K. Checked. Now I hear a T, but this is not correct, right? We said that ED has three sounds and one of them is T. So there's our ED, right? Checked. Okay, let's keep going. Lasted. It lasted a really long time. Lasted, L. Can you hear all those sounds? Last. Last is our base word. Lasted. That's that schwa sound. D. Lasted. Good. And let's do knocking. Oh no, let's do knocked. Now, do you remember that knocked at the beginning of knot? It's sort of like the word I know you, or I'm going to tie a knot. It's going to start with a silent what? Okay. Now we can go ahead and knock. Ah, the cat is on the chair, that's an O. And then k, it's a one-syllable word ending in the digraph k, C, K. Very good. Knocked. I hear it sound at the end, but I know that we're not going to put a T there. What are we going to put instead? T. is just one of the sounds that the ending ed. Okay, very well done. And then let's do one more. Let's do kept, kept. We're going to start with the k sound. Before the e is going to be the letter k. The cat is at the edge of the chair. Kept. Very nicely done. Go ahead and you have your words to practice with this week. Hopefully you found those and practice, and I will see you again in a couple of days. Thanks for spending your time with me, and take care.